She always smiled and stayed quiet, until a passive-aggressive present pushed her to finally reclaim her voice, her time, and her worth. Was I the one who finally grew up after my parents gave me a self-help book for Christmas while my sister received a trip to Europe? Before you assume it was some profound, life-changing read, no, it wasn't. It was a flimsy paperback featuring a cartoon woman in her 30s clutching a box of donuts and a sparkly wand, while unpaid bills floated around her head. The subtitle? Stop acting like a little girl in a woman's body. Touching, right? My mom was already raving to my sister about the other copy she'd bought for a colleague who still uses emoji faces in work emails. Meanwhile, my sister was opening an elegant envelope that practically glittered with importance. The airline logo at the top said, Barcelona. She gasped. We thought you'd appreciate another chance to grow your global network, my dad said, like she was about to broker peace talks, not book her third overseas vacation. Career research trip, my mom added. Then she turned to me and said, maybe this book can help you with your future too. I smiled. I do that when I'm suppressing tears, rage, or the urge to laugh hysterically. And no, this wasn't the first time I was sidelined. If my life had a festive theme, it would be unbalanced holidays. Last year, my sister got a MacBook for school. I got a chore chart, laminated, handwritten in Comic Sans, for organizing the garage. I've grown used to being an afterthought. I work full-time at a daycare. It's sticky, loud, chaotic, but it's honest, unlike my family. My job? Calming meltdowns, managing toy standoffs, and occasionally pretending not to see a child eating glitter. I used to do weekend party gigs too, balloons, face paint, the whole fairy routine. My sister once quipped, "You're the only adult I know with 6 sets of sparkly wings but no winter coat." My parents called it the clown job. Never mind that I never dressed as a clown. I had too much respect for children and myself. Eventually, I stopped doing parties. Not because I outgrew them, but because I didn't have the time. Most weekends, I was watching my sister's daughter. For free, of course. It takes a village, my mom always says. Apparently, I'm the whole damn village, babysitter, emotional support goat, emergency contact, and backup pediatrician. So when they handed me that snarky book, I didn't react. No tears, no dramatic exit, no sarcastic comeback. Just a smile. Then I took a sip of the lukewarm cocoa I made for everyone and wondered how a 31-year-old could still feel like a child at the grown-up table. Dinner followed the gift exchange. It was potluck style. I brought homemade rosemary potatoes. My sister? Store-bought cranberry sauce, which got more praise. My dad even asked, "Did you make this yourself, Amelia?" She said, "Not really." I opened a can. He laughed like she just told the world's best joke. Practical Amelia, always adored. Later, I helped clean up. My mom handed me a trash bag and said, "You've always been good at these things. That's what I admire about you, never too proud to do the small stuff." I wanted to ask if my entire career counted as small stuff. But I didn't. Because I already knew their answer. They don't see me as an adult. Just helpful. Pleasant. Forgettable. The dish doer. That night, lying in my tiny room above a nail salon, I could still hear my niece's laughter from earlier. I had made her a reindeer puppet. Her joy echoed louder than anything my parents said all day. That's when I realized something. Maybe the book was right. Not in the way they thought. Not get a serious job right. But maybe it was time to act like a grown-up who demanded respect. So I got up, dusted off the glitter, and started drafting a message. Clear, kind, direct. No shade. No sarcasm. I told my sister I couldn't keep babysitting every weekend. I loved being an aunt, but I had to stop sacrificing my time and mental health. And I wouldn't be contributing to her travel or education fund anymore. Then I messaged my parents. Thanked them for the book. Told them it gave me a lot to think about. I left it at that. The next morning, the phone rang. I let it go to voicemail. I had work. I had toddlers who saw me, who appreciated me. And for the first time, I was growing up on my terms. I didn't expect applause. But I also didn't expect 6 missed calls and a group text. We're very surprised. This is unlike you. Please reconsider. Unlike me? What was really out of character was gifting your daughter a passive-aggressive book and expecting her to keep playing unpaid nanny. But sure, I was the problem. I didn't reply. Not that day, not the next. I figured they could sit with the silence. They always preached natural consequences when I was a kid. The truth is, my childhood was quiet. Stable. No big drama. But some wounds don't show. They hide behind jokes and parenting styles. When I was 7, I told them I wanted to be something. Not a princess, not a ballerina. Just something. I had a whole speech. My dad laughed so hard he dropped his fork. Maybe pick something with dental insurance, he said. Mom said, she'll change her mind. They always do. I didn't. That dream became early childhood education. Storytime. Messy art. The sparkly stuff that made kids light up. They never saw it as real. Just a pit stop before something more respectable. Meanwhile, Amelia was born to win. Debate team. Scholarships. LinkedIn at 16. A master of polished performance. When she said she wanted to study international relations, they nearly wept. She got everything: grants, internships, and eventually, me. First, a little help with her student visa. Then textbooks. Then a networking trip to Berlin that looked a lot like a beach retreat. Then came the baby. Elodie. I love that kid like my own. But that love was taken advantage of. Just for an hour. Just this Saturday. Then it became always. I skipped work parties. Canceled dates. Stopped doing weekend gigs. Once, I said I might start again. My mom replied, "That's not a real business, sweetie." While holding her tutu-clad granddaughter. Irony. But I let it happen. Because I thought being good meant being useful. Being invisible. Amelia's straight A's got framed. My storytelling contest win? I was told not to brag. When she got serious about diplomacy, they turned the spare room into her office. I got a warning: get a backup degree. They didn't see me. Only the glitter. But I was someone. I made kids feel safe. I turned scraps into dragons. I didn't wear a suit. I wore sneakers and aprons smudged with paint. But it was real work. So I started reclaiming my space. That week, no babysitting. No offers. No hints. When Amelia said they had a dinner party Friday, I said, "Hope it's amazing. Maybe next time." She didn't reply. I stopped sending money too. Quietly. No fanfare. Then came the guilt texts. "It's hurtful you're pulling away. This coldness is concerning." I wasn't pulling away. I was pulling myself together. And suddenly, I was laughing again. Real, messy laughter. A student said he loved me more than gummy bears, but not more than space. That's joy. Not from obedience. From truth. Then came the group text: "Are you free this weekend for Elodie?" "Sorry," I replied. "I have plans." Plans? Or one of your little parties? Neither. Just unavailable. Dad, that's disappointing. No recognition of the hundreds of weekends I'd given. Just entitlement. That weekend, I went to the zoo. Alone. Fed giraffes. Ate cotton candy. Laughed when a toddler threw a shoe into the meerkat pit and called it an offering. No one needed me. No one called me childish. But by Monday, the guilt campaign escalated. Apparently, their new sitter flaked, so they left Elodie with a distant cousin who forgot to change her diaper, taught her to say, "Screw this," and let her eat whipped cream from the can. I got a voicemail. Amelia doesn't need this kind of betrayal. Betrayal? For setting a boundary? Then came Amelia, "We need to talk. Also, my tuition payment didn't go through. Are you behind?" "No," I replied. "I just stopped." "You can't do that without warning. I'm applying for Geneva. I'm your sister, not your sponsor." "This is about the book, isn't it?" It wasn't. It was about everything. She scoffed. "You're being dramatic." Classic Amelia. The same tone she used after beheading my stuffed unicorn. "Grow up." "I love Elodie," I said. "But I'm not your nanny." She hung up. 2 days later, my mom showed up at work. Heels, scarf, the whole disappointed but loving aesthetic. I was cleaning glitter off the floor. "Can we talk?" "One sec," I said, holding a glue stick. "Your sister is upset. You're being cold. And maybe it's time to think bigger. You're not a teen anymore." I looked down. Funny, every day I tell kids their feelings matter. That it's okay to say no. And I mean it. Even with glitter in my pants. She blinked. "I'm not being cold," I said. "I'm being clear." Then I walked back into my classroom. Because snack time mattered. And my kids didn't judge me for not buying plane tickets. Then came Elodie's birthday. No invite. Just a Facebook post. A perfect pastel party. I sat with that. Then I planned my own. A wild, glitter-filled bash. Just me and Elodie. Puppet shows. Crown making. Joy. She whispered, "Best birthday ever." I didn't cry. Just smiled. That's what aunties are for. No guilt. Just love. But then Elodie sent Amelia a voice note. "Fairy party. No boring cake. Cue meltdown." Amelia called my work, fishing for trouble. I had everything in writing. Still, the whispers started. I got a call from my dad. "We could have called the police." Think about that. So I opened a folder labeled, "Evidence." Screenshots. Receipts. Texts. Then I emailed Amelia, "If this continues, I will consult legal counsel. I will not be slandered for a party you approved." Mom replied, "This is family, not court. You're being icy." They always reduced my boundaries to bad weather. Meanwhile, Elodie's daycare messaged me, "She tried to call you on a toy phone. Invited you to her part 2. Thought you'd want to know." I smiled. Then I cried. But I didn't reach out. Then came support. My uncle. Cousins. Even one of Amelia's friends. "They're wrong about you. If you need backup, I'm here." Then? Clients. Parents who wanted parties like mine. "This feels like joy," one said. Finally, a letter from Amelia. Short. Honest. I overreacted. I was scared. "You did nothing wrong. I'm sorry." I replied, "I love Elodie. But I won't be part of a system that turns love into control." She didn't reply. But weeks later, she sent a video. Elodie twirling in her tutu, glitter flying. "I love Auntie ABA," she said. I didn't cry. I just smiled. It's been 3 years. Elodie's 5 now. Still part unicorn. I see her often. Her parents aren't thrilled, but they allow it. Because even they know what we have is real. Amelia finished her degree. Took out loans. Struggled. Adapted. Grew up too. She works now. It's not glamorous. But it's hers. My parents? We exchange a few texts. Still no apology. Just guilt-laced nudges. But I don't miss the old days. Because my life is mine now. I run creative kids workshops. I have a wait list. A part-time assistant named Bree. She's better at balloon animals than me. I still wear glitter. Still tell stories. Still get paint in my hair. But now they call it thriving. Sometimes I wonder, did I wait too long to draw the line? Maybe. But I drew it. And that changed everything.